Make sure that staff gets in touch with you, and we'll see if we can
I appreciate
do some
it.
assistance with that, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming here tonight. We appreciate it. Next person wishing to speak is Lodima Hatch, and it's regarding community gardens. I'm sorry, community garden.
Give these to the clerk.
Yes, please.
Lodima Hatch, 209 East Warren, Taft, and I'll hold this for the young man to get a zoom in. The community garden is doing its annual Fall Into Gardening, October 25th, the Saturday before Halloween. I understand Orshel alluded to a challenge coming to all of you at your last council meeting. Our challenge to each of you, instead of just the mayor and mayor pro tem, is that all of you get a chance to come down, carve a pumpkin, and let it be raffled off to the young people that come and visit that day. So hopefully you will have time on your calendars to hit us about 10 o'clock that morning, stay for 30 minutes, shake a few future voters' hands. Anyway, our gardens are hugely successful. They're all rented. We will be building more coming up this next go-around with the thankful blessings of Synagro, who has sponsored us enormously each year, and we're just really pleased. We'll have a number of vendors. Free pumpkins will be given away. The first 150 kids come and get it. First come, first serve. They'll be painting the pumpkins. They'll be planting. There'll be a number of vendors that'll be unique again this year than past years. So hopefully you'll accept the challenge and come see what we've done. Thank you very much.
Very good. Thank you, Lodima. We appreciate it. Next person wishing to speak is Kathy Oren with the Chamber of Commerce and Visitors Bureau.
Good evening. I just want to mention to the council that the chamber was able to accompany Deborah and Craig to the ICSC conference in San Diego. We made a lot of contacts, and it was it was wonderful to be part of that team, because people would come up to our desk and say, I'm looking for a piece of property about this by this by this, or I'm looking for a building that is about this many thousand square feet. And Deborah would just whip open her book and, okay, I have this, I have this, I have this. So I was very proud to be from Taft. We were very prepared, and I appreciate that. So good job, Deborah. We're already beginning to mourn your leaving, so not going to go into that, just wanted to say. I want to remind everyone of Oktoberfest, starting the 16th and lasting until the 19th of October. That's not this weekend, but it's next weekend. Vendors will be on the 17th and 18th, which is Friday and Saturday. The carnival will start on the 16th and last through to the 19th. The chamber has reduced tickets for the carnival, so we are happy to provide you with those for a small fee. So come to the chamber for your tickets for the carnival. The 25th of October is the West Kern Oil Museum Boomtown Days, and I understand that the Tumbleweed is having a battle of the bands. Is that correct? I thought maybe you could confirm that.
Lead.
He is now.
Okay, so I heard a rumor that, it's better to say that in Taft. I heard a rumor that there was a special event going on at the Tumbleweed on the 25th, and Lodima has just told us there's also an event at the Community Garden on the 25th. So, as usual, we are very busy in the fall in Taft. November 1st, Saturday, is our annual golf tournament, and teams are signing up very quickly, so if you would like to play golf, please let us know, because it is really, and I know they say that on QVC, but we really are running out of teams, so please call us. November 15th is our Trout Derby, and those information forms have gone out, and we're starting to get people sending those back for the Trout Derby on the 15th. And December 1st, Monday night, the first Monday night in December, is the Christmas Parade. And we have announced the theme Thank you, Craig Jones. It's a roughneck Christmas. Now, I'm going to explain this. It is not a redneck Christmas. There's a difference.
Yes, there is.
There's a difference. A roughneck Christmas is all about oil fields and people that work in the oil patch. And this is kind of our entree into getting ready for this year, which is all about Oil Dorado. So everybody can begin planning now. First Monday in December, which is December 1st, Christmas parade. It's a roughneck Christmas. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Next item is council statements, non-action. Oh, where should I go tonight? Mr. Waldron.
I would like to announce that I got enough signatures. I am running for a write-in candidate for city council, and everything's in motion. Everybody will be getting information, and I appreciate whatever you can do, and we'll go from there. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Cryer?
Thank you, Mayor. It's like Kathy Warren said earlier, there's so much going on in Taft. So there's a lot of duplication. There's not a boring week. Whole month of October is taken care of. November is almost taken care of. There's so much going on. It's happening. And I know next week we got the ribeye cookout at the Taft College. It's on the 16th. Starts at about 5:30. You can come out earlier for a social hour. And it's all about our veterans, those that serve us. We're going to serve them. We have a great college, and they think highly of our servicemen. Our community thinks highly of our servicemen that served us. And so I encourage everybody to show up out there. And if anybody wants some tickets, they're $20 a piece for adults and $10 for students. If you're a veteran, you and your spouse is taken care of by the college. And it's get to call the college to get your tickets, or there's enough out there. The number to call if you want to get some tickets is 763-7700. And the other thing too, I've got to initiate, we've got Oktoberfest coming up. Three good days of having fun activities and stuff, and along with the cookout. Like I said, there's so much to do in Taft. There's just so much happening going on. And also on the Taft Community Garden on October 25th. Oh, they left already? Oh, there you are. We forgot about the carrots. There's free carrots too, where everybody shows up out there from a benefactor. I don't know who that person is, but there's free carrots. And there's possibly a Mr. David Couch, our supervisor, may show up on, he doesn't know it yet, be a surprise, to judge as pumpkin carvers. So we'll get an unbiased judge from our supervisors. We'll see how he does at Solomon.
Are you driving him over here?
I was going to say, are you providing transportation and beverage and lodging?
So much
I'm not saying.
I'm only going to say it's fixed already.
But it'll be a lot of fun for the kids. It all goes here for our children and kids and stuff like that. There's so much to do in town. And as Mayor tells you that there's nothing, Taft is boring or nothing to do on the west side, read the papers or look at our meetings on Facebook, on our council meeting. There's so much to do. So much is happening. And we all appreciate all the Supers Clubs, what they do in our community. And I just wish we could give everybody awards and stuff. So many silent heroes here we have in town that do so much, but never ask for nothing back in return. They just do it because of the goodness of their heart. They want to see our community be a better place, and for our children to have a better future. So I just can't say enough about our community. That's all I have to say, Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Knorr.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just briefly, I want to jump on board with what Councilman Cryer said, and that is servicemen and women. I know you said servicemen multiple times. I just want to, the reason I say that is I was thinking back a few months ago. I try to make a habit of when I see men and women, servicemen and women in uniform, if I have the opportunity, I buy them breakfast, buy them lunch. Very small token of appreciation for what they do, and just something that we have the opportunity to do from time to time. Well, not too long ago, it's been a couple months ago, my son and I were on our way to look at a job, and I hadn't had anything to eat, and we were out by 43. So I was going to go through the drive-through there at the Taco Bell. Is that a Taco Bell?
Yep.
And so ordered my food, and we pull up to the window, and I'm paying for my taco and my drink, and I look inside, and there was 3 or 4 men in uniform in there. And I told my son, doggone it, you know what, I wish we would have parked. I'd love to buy those guys lunch. And he said, you want to buy their lunch, Dad? I said, no, I really would. I'd like just to do that. And he said, well, I'll run in there and I'll do that while you get your tacos. I said, well, that's a great idea. Why don't you do that? So he ran in there, and I thought, well, I'll go in and pick him up. So I drove around the front, and I parked, and as I drove by the biggest bus you have ever seen. I'm talking about a bus. Well, I get inside, and my son is standing there, and he had gone up to the checker at the Taco Bell side of things, and he had gone up to the checker at the Subway sandwich side of things, and said, don't take their money. Me and my dad are buying their lunch. Did you know you can get 45 soldiers in a bus? And a lot of them were women, by the way. So it was one of the neatest things we've ever had the chance to do. We stood there and we watched them one at a time, and every time they got to the checker would refuse their money or refuse their credit card, and we shook hands and took pictures with them. And there was 45 of them. Their commanding officer finally came up. He heard what was going on and said, what in the heck are you doing? Well, I didn't really think there were 45 of you guys and gals, but anyway, it was neat. It was a lot of fun. Everybody laughed about it. So we got to buy a bunch of sailors, men and women, lunch at Taco Bell and Subway. So
Sailor.
if you have an opportunity,
All right, go Navy.
yeah, go Navy. I thought you might appreciate that. It's a fun thing to do and show your appreciation, and it doesn't cost a lot of money, even if there's 45 of them. By the way, my son did pick up the tab on the taco side, and so I didn't have to pick it all up. But anyway, if you ever have the opportunity, folks, I would encourage you to do that. Makes you feel good, makes them feel good, and it's not a whole lot to do. So just wanted to bring that up since you brought that up. And then secondly, and I know you all have heard me talk about this multiple times. The guys up here have too. For 9.5 years now, I've been critical of CalPERS, which is the California Public Employees Retirement System. And the reason I was critical of it is when we first got involved in this and I looked into the economics of it, I was distressed because it seemed to me that when the people who finished doing their jobs day in and day out and were ready to retire and set their business plans up, which was their fixed income, when they could least afford it, this bubble was going to burst. It was going to pop. They worked, they did their jobs, they earned their money, but the money's not there. They had been lied to. This thing is not there. But for some reason, everybody felt that since the promise was made and the people at CalPERS encouraged their members to think that they were above enforcement. They were above reproach. There was no way that this promise couldn't be kept. Well, you know that there's several cities declaring bankruptcy in the state of California for a number of reasons. And a couple of very large cities, including Stockton and San Bernardino. Well, this particular issue just came up and it went before a federal bankruptcy judge. And the federal bankruptcy judge ruled, like I thought this might happen, that no California pension plan does not circumvent federal bankruptcy law. Now, there are a lot of people who worked very hard for the city of Stockton and did their jobs day in and day out, earned their pensions, and based on the judge's ruling, if they don't come up with an equitable plan, and when I say equitable, remember we talked about bonds. The original plan was for the bondholders, the people who have lent money to the city to do jobs, much like we have bonds in this city. Every municipality does. They're offering them 1 cent on the dollar. 1 cent. And that's not very fair. And the judge told them it wasn't very fair in order to try to safeguard the pensioners. And one of the scenarios, it is unlikely, however, it is possible, is if they don't put something before the federal bankruptcy judge that all the pensioners in the city of Stockton are looking at, and I quote one of these articles, a haircut to the tune of losing all their health care benefits and 60% of their pension. 60. Those people did their jobs day in and day out, took pride in what they did, provided the service they were supposed to provide to the taxpayers, and now they're at home staring at the possibility that their pensions could be cut by as much as 60%. Think about that in your own household budget. Would you be able to take that hit, 60%? I hardly believe so. That is the problem with living a lie. Okay, that is the problem. Now then, the city of San Bernardino is waiting in the wings, taking a look at see what's going on. This is going to have a huge effect throughout the state of California, because as more and more cities are mired in unfunded liability debt that represents PERS, they've got to figure out, is there any way out? And if the only way out is bankruptcy, then a lot of good, hardworking people will lose. 9.5 years ago, I saw that, and I looked at that, and I thought, my God, that's not funded. That money's not there. Those people are counting on that. In a 401k, and I don't know how many people out there have it, a whole bunch of us in the United States, because that's the only thing we got going. If you lose in your investments, you lose. It's unfortunate, but that's the reality of the stock market. And the only person that you can get to backfill your losses is you. Welcome to 401ks. But PERS is guaranteed by the taxpayers, which all of you have to pay into as well, because PERS can say, hey, municipality, I need more money. So anyway, we've talked about this before. I don't want to keep beating a dead horse, but this is a landmark ruling, okay? Sooner or later, we're going to have to address this problem. It's an ugly, ugly issue. And honest, hardworking people who have been lied to are going to get hurt. I just don't know when it's all going to end. The reason I bring it up is it could impact all of us. If the city of Taft doesn't end up going that route, and heaven knows none of us want that to happen, and we have all worked very hard, including all of city staff and everybody who works for this city, to make sure they stretched every dollar so we can make it through the tough times. But if the PERS system itself collapses, that's a different story. That's beyond our control. I don't know what we will do for the people who work so hard for you all and for this city. I don't know. Somebody's going to have to answer that question, because something will have to be done. And it will impact the quality of services provided